In the NFL, the draft is where dreams come true and dynasties are built. While first-round picks often steal the spotlight, sometimes the biggest impact comes from players from the unlikeliest places, from late-round gems to undrafted underdogs. In this video, we're counting down the biggest NFL draft steals. Number 10. Brock Purdy. Being the last pick in the draft, you have zero expectations. But fast forward now, Purdy has all the expectations in the world. In 2022, after Garoppolo injured his foot in Week 13 against the Miami Dolphins, Purdy came in to lead the 49ers to a 33-17 victory, becoming the first Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown pass in a regular season game. In his first full season starting, Purdy threw for over 4,200 yards along with 32 touchdowns, as he became the 49ers leader in passing yards in a single season. Purdy has blown away every expectation he's had, and he's now looking to lead the 49ers to another Super Bowl victory since 1995. Number 9. Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill had an interesting road to get to the NFL, through Garden City Community College, to Oklahoma State, to West Alabama, thanks to a domestic violence charge while being with the Cowboys. Character concerns knocked him down some draft boards, or even removed them entirely, but the Chiefs' willingness to roll the dice brought them their greatest draft steal ever. In 6 seasons with the team, Hill would climb the ranks to become the most dangerous offensive player in the game, and he became a complete wide receiver. He made 6 Pro Bowls in 6 seasons in Kansas City, and is the best wide receiver ever to wear a Chiefs uniform. If it wasn't for his top-of-the-market demands, he'll still be an all-pro receiver with the Chiefs today. Hill has had 7 seasons with over 1,000 yards, and is well on his way to the Hall of Fame. Number 8. Antonio Brown. You can say what you like about Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers when it comes to the type of receivers that they draft, but there's no doubt they have an alpha talent, and perhaps Antonio Brown is a perfect example of that. Now, we're not talking about the Antonio Brown of today, who's had public spats with Tom Brady and the Bucks, and many other strange things, but I'm talking about the Antonio Brown who's easily the best wide receiver we've seen from 2013 to 2018. During that time, Brown led the league in yards 3 times and catches twice. He also never went below 1,284 yards during that time. Antonio Brown had an amazing career, especially after he was the 195th overall pick in 2010. AB is no doubt a Hall of Famer based on his stats, but he may not get in due to his off-the-field issues. Number 7. John Randall. One of the greatest defensive tackles in NFL history, Randall wasn't selected in either of the 12 rounds in the 1990 NFL Draft. Instead, the Vikings took a chance on Randall and were rewarded with 6 consecutive first-team All-Pro selections from 1993 to 1998. Randall had double-digit sacks in 8 straight seasons, and he also led the NFL in sacks in 1997. His 8 double-digit sack seasons by a defensive tackle are the most in NFL history, and his 6 first-team All-Pro selections trail only Bob Lilly and Randall White for the most at his position. But something that isn't talked about enough is his ability to stay healthy, as he only missed 4 games his whole career. Randall was selected to be in the Hall of Fame in 2010. Number 6. Kurt Warner. Warner was undrafted in 1994 out of Northern Iowa. After not making the Packers roster, Warner went from stocking shelves to shining with the Iowa Barnstormers in the Arena Football League. However, an injury to Trent Green led to an opportunity with the Rams, and the rest is history. Warner became a 2-time NFL MVP and Super Bowl MVP in 1999, leading the Rams to their first Super Bowl title. Warner led the NFL in completion percentage 3 consecutive seasons, touchdown passes twice, and passing yards once, all in a stretch from 1999 through 2001, in which Warner was selected to 3 Pro Bowls. Warner was the best quarterback in the NFL for those 3 years, setting the record for passing yards in the Super Bowl with 414 and most completions without an interception with 45. Taking the Rams and Cardinals to Super Bowls is part of why he got to the Hall of Fame. Number 5. Johnny Unitas. Taken in the 9th round of the 1955 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers, Unitas was cut before throwing a single pass. After attending a tryout with the Baltimore Colts in 1956, Unitas was brought in to bag up veteran quarterback George Shaw. He made his NFL debut in mop-up duty against the Detroit Lions in Week 2. He threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown on his first professional pass. Nonetheless, Unitas never looked back. When Shaw suffered a broken leg against the Chicago Bears 2 weeks later, Unitas stepped in to start on the road earlier than anyone could anticipate. It did not take long for him to catch on. After setting the NFL record for pass completion percentage in 1956, Unitas led the NFL in passing yards with 2,550 yards and touchdown passes with 24. During his final NFL season suiting up for the San Diego Chargers, Unitas became the first player in NFL history to eclipse 40,000 career passing yards. He finished his career with 3 championships, 3 MVPs, 8 All-Pros, and was a 10-time Pro Bowl selection. Number 4. Shannon Sharpe. The Denver Broncos selected Shannon Sharpe out of Savannah State in the 7th round of the 1990 NFL Draft. He retired 14 seasons later as the all-time leader in catches, yards, and touchdowns by a tight end. His breakout year came during his third season, when he led the Broncos in receiving with 53 catches for 640 yards, to earn his first of 8 Pro Bowl nods. In 1993, he was named first-team All-Pro for the first of 4 times, after catching 81 passes for 995 yards and scoring 9 touchdowns. He followed that performance with a career-high 87 receptions in 1994. The Hall of Fame tight end finished his career with over 10,000 yards and 62 touchdowns. Number 3. Terrell Davis. Davis was selected in the 6th round as the 196th player overall by the Denver Broncos in the 1995 NFL Draft. The little-known back made a big splash when he earned a starting role as the tailback as a rookie. Terrell Davis was the most dominant back of his time. Unfortunately, his time only lasted 7 seasons, only 4 of which he was fully healthy to play. His first 4 years may be the greatest stretch of any running back in NFL history. He ran for almost 6,500 yards and 56 touchdowns, was a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year award winner, helped win a pair of Super Bowls, and was the Super Bowl 52 MVP. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017, after being on the ballot for 11 years. The only knock on him was longevity. If he never suffered that knee injury, he may have been the best back of all time. Number 2. Joe Montana. Selected by the San Francisco 49ers in the 3rd round. A master of late-game comebacks, Montana directed his teams to 31 fourth-quarter come-from-behind wins during his career, including a 92-yard drive in the closing seconds of a Super Bowl. A true student of the game, Montana won the NFL's passing title in both 1987 and 1989. He also had 39 games where he passed for over 300 yards in a single game, including 7 times in which he surpassed 400 yards. Number 1. Tom Brady. Following an unimpressive combine performance, Brady was drafted in the 6th round of the 2000 NFL Draft with the 199th overall pick out of Michigan. He became a starter in his 2nd season, and Drew Bledsoe went down with an injury, and we know the rest. To be honest, there's no contest on this list when it comes to Tom Brady. When we look at where Brady came from and where he ended up, it's simply unbelievable. He led the Patriots to a Super Bowl in just his 2nd season. He won 6 with the Patriots, and he won 1 with the Bucks. He also been named Super Bowl MVP 5 times. I mean, the guy has almost every stat you can imagine, but his most impressive stat is his 28-3 comeback victory versus the Falcons in the Super Bowl. Brady is also on the Hall of Fame team for both the 2000s and 2010s, and let's not forget his 2009 Comeback Player of the Year award. Brady is the greatest player in NFL history, and by a long shot. We honestly may never see a player this great for so long. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing.